The League of the Genuine Conversations is back with me, your host, Fred Muwema. In this episode, we continue our discussion involving counterfeits in the building and construction sector. Last episode, we had a very good discussion here with somebody from the regulatory bodies, the Executive Secretary of the National Building Review Board, and she did talk a lot of things about what's right, what's wrong in the sector. I hope you are able to learn a thing or two. We are continuing our discussions here with a big player in the building, manufacturing of building materials in the country, in the East African region. We are pleased to welcome my good friend here, Mr. Stuart Jason Mwesigwa. You have so many names, Stuart Jason Mwesigwa. What happened? You couldn't use one or two names?
You need to blame my loving parents and grandparents for that. Okay. Because as a firstborn in the family, I think everybody was excited from a very young couple to have produced an energetic young man. So every name is attached to everything, I would say. It has memories for myself and for my departed
Mr. Stuart, you're the only person I know who was born as a young man, but it's okay. No problem. Mr. Yes. Mwesigwa is the Business Development Manager stroke Public Relations
at Roofings Group.
At Roofings Group.
Yes.
Tell us about Roofings Group.
Thank you very much. The names are still very many. Even the king of Bunyoro Kitara, where I hail from, added on Wekiti.
You are Kabarega's
yes, I'm a Kabarega's great-grandchild.
You guys are rebels.
Yes, you cheated us, but we are
yes.
There. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Muwema, and our viewers, of course. I think this is a very good platform, and the topic so touching. We need to take time and really embrace the content of what is happening. On behalf of Roofings Group and my chairman, Dr. Lalani, we are proud to be part of the strengthening of Uganda as a country and East Africa as a region and beyond. We thank our viewers there and listeners on the loyalty, the support that has been given to us for the last 27 years to grow to the size we are. If it wasn't for the support of you, the customers, we wouldn't be proud of what we are today. So we would like to commit that we will continue working with our customers.
So Stuart, for those who are not familiar with the Roofings Group,
yes.
Do you make cosmetics? What do you make? Water?
Roofings Group is a steel and plastics manufacturing company. Quality steel and plastics manufacturing company for construction products. But in our other areas, we do manufacture water, which we give away for free. We don't sell it. We do.
What's the name of the water? Roofing?
It's Roofings water. We give it out for free. We give it to hospitals. We give it to schools. We give it to our visitors. We give it to our customers. So we do manufacture water also, but it's not for sale. It's not a line of
So that's not a business. That is
some kind of charity, but it supports our businesses. We also do manufacture oxygen, which we have been giving out to hospitals for free, especially during this COVID time.
So you're the guys behind the oxygen shortage?
No, it's not our mandate to manufacture oxygen, but in our processes, we have an oxygen plant. As a byproduct. So we give the excess. Some is emitted in the air, but some of it is packaged into cylinders. We refill and give out to the hospitals for free.
Okay, now Stuart, you say you are in the building, you make building materials.
Yes.
Maybe just tell the viewers.
Construction materials. Yeah. We have a range of products. Our name is Roofings.
So
which makes some people believe that we only make roofs or iron sheets. But we make more than roofs. I want to tell my customers, my viewers, and those who are potential customers of tomorrow, that from the time you acquire a piece of land, whether it is inherited or purchased or won in a lottery somewhere, you start thinking about roofings. Because we will move with you right from the foundation up to the fencing when you have finished your building.
All steel products?
All steel products and plastics.
We hosted the National Building Review Board here.
Yes.
Executive Secretary. And unfortunately, despite the fact that you proudly state what you manufacture, she said that all those building materials that you are talking about, a lot of them are faked. And she said that the biggest cause, this week we just had another building collapse in Kisenyi.
Yeah.
And she said that the biggest cause of these buildings collapsing is the counterfeit building materials and poor workmanship. Okay? Now, my question to you is, for this building of Kisenyi, did you supply any building materials at that site which collapsed?
The immediate answer, to the best of my knowledge, is that we did not supply to that building which collapsed, because I would have known. We did not supply to that building.
Oh, you're saying it conveniently because it collapsed?
No. A number of buildings have collapsed in and around Kampala. And, well, I wouldn't want to say that it's always the material that causes the collapse, but it is a great factor that if you used the wrong material, the chances are very high that whatever you are doing, whether it is a building or what kind of structure, is likely to collapse. But as well, you could have the right material, but if you wrongly use it, the workmanship, it can still cause the building to collapse. But for sure, I know this recent one in Kisenyi, we did not supply.
Has Roofings supplied any building materials to a site where there was a collapse?
We have not had that experience.
How come?
In the 27 years we have done, we haven't had that experience. We have a number of projects. We are not supplying building materials to only construction sites for buildings. We have supplied material to so many infrastructure projects. For example, the recently concluded Ginger Bridge, which has become a tourist attraction for us. We supplied our material there. I don't think there's even a crack yet. And I think it will not be there, because the workmanship was on international standards.
And the materials
materials as well were on international standards. Go to Karuma, we are doing the dam Karuma before, because we had a real struggle to break through to start supplying that project. They had imported a lot of steel, and when we tested, we found actually our locally made steel was even of a higher grade than what had been imported. But now we are supplying, and we are happy with that. And we are seeing the Kampala flyover is coming up. We believe that that is another good project which can really be locally supported. Our products conform to both Uganda National Bureau of Standards and international standards.
So, if for you make quality products, as you say, and you've not registered any building collapsing with your materials, who is supplying the materials at these collapse sites? Would you have an idea? Have you tried to find out?
Of course, in the steel industry, I think now we are about 32 to 33 operators. But of course, we are all at different levels. I believe Roofings Group is #1 in East Africa, even not just in Uganda, as far as quality consciousness is concerned. And that word quality is what has made us create a reputation and make us be where we are today, gain confidence and loyalty with our customers. We are very passionate about quality controls, system controls, and ensure that the product we put on the market has gone through our internal processes, which, as and when UNBS requires, they will do an ad hoc audit and prove that we are putting the right product on the market.
How do you maintain that attitude of quality, quality, quality in a market which really doesn't put quality at the top? This market is very, very sensitive to price, and if you're going to be talking about quality, it comes with a premium, with a higher price. The attitudes here about fakes and counterfeits and so on are not exactly in the right place. That's why we have a lot of counterfeits flourishing. How do you use quality products as Roofings to fight counterfeits in the building construction sector?
First and foremost, this war has to be fought by you and me as individuals. If we said no to counterfeit, then the counterfeiter or the one selling fake products will not have a market. So you and me have a very big role to play. However, we as Roofings, from the time you reach our gate, you start realizing that there is a quality around.
Even the askaris at the gate.
Even the askaris, even the receptionists, even the ambience, the general ambience. You may not really believe that you are in a factory. We are cleaner than certain homes, I'm sorry to say. So quality is our prayer, I would say. Every now and then we are speaking nothing but quality. We have quality machines, we have quality workers, staff which are properly trained and continuously trained. We have quality products which are conforming to international standards. We are employing British standards, Japanese standards. Those people have qualified at international levels, and that's our training has been from that angle. So we don't deviate at all. We don't cut corners. If you came into our factory and looked at the processes on how we produce or we manufacture a given item, there's controls at every stage. Quality control, chemical control.
I saw you are ISO certified.
Yes, we are. Yes, and most of these, even ISO certifications, they have years. They go on.
You get latest versions.
Latest versions. We are always embracing the latest version. We are always embracing the latest technology. That's why when you talk about the issue of spending value, which ultimately makes the product a premium product. Of course, there's no cheap premium product. It has to cost something. We spend some money in order to achieve that status, and we have to maintain it. There's creating it, but also there's maintaining it. But it's easy
to say you have about 60% of your market for your products is local, and then the rest
40
spreads.
It's actually about
40 now?
45, about 45
about
is export, 50, and 50 something is local. Yes.
Yes. So
and it's growing.
Yes, but how do you deal with the competition that comes from the counterfeits? Because the counterfeits offer cheaper versions.
Yes. We continuously do awareness of the product. In the process of whatever we are doing, if we send our marketing team outside there, they must go there to speak the right words and the truth. You realize that other than having our factory in Lubowa and another one in Namamve, and recently we opened one in Imbarara City, you'll find we have outlets. Ideally, wouldn't be running those small retail shops, but we do have outlets. One of the reasons why we have outlets is actually to fight counterfeits, so that when you're in Nakasero, you can go to a roofing shop and you buy.
You're bringing access of the genuine products closer to the people.
Yes.
But you're really, Stuart, you're just selling.
No.
You're just doing sales.
No, because
for example, at the outlets,
are a cost for us.
At the outlets,
you rent the building, you pay for power. What they could come and buy from the factory.
They are a cost that you are recouping by doing a sale. Now, the question here is, what is Roofings doing?
Yes.
To help the public, the consumers, to differentiate between genuine Roofings product and other duplicates of versions, because
Yes.
they are there on the market. And the problem
Yes.
being, why counterfeits thrive
They are
is
cheap.
because the genuine and the fake look the same. Price is same in most cases. They are sold almost in the same places. What are you doing to help your customers to differentiate your genuine product from the fakes? Because that's a problem.
I talked about continuous awareness. Then another thing I talked about, us having these outlets, taking the product nearer to the consumer. We have outlets, we have agents, we have dealers, but all our products are branded. There is no single roofing product that will get out of the factory without branding. If it is an iron bar, on every 1 meter of that bar, there is a name, Roofings Rolling Mills Limited, grade 500, C or B, and TMT. Then it will tell you, we made in Uganda,
And other specs.
And other specs.
Can't a
So even
counterfeiter-
if you came back
Can't a
2 months
counterfeiter,
later, we can trace.
it has a
when-
batch number
yes,
and all those
all
things.
these kind of things.
But can't a counterfeiter put your name on their product and take it to the market to sell? How do you avoid that?
Of course, we have surveillance teams, both in conjunction with the UNBS and other policy implementers. We have a surveillance team which is continuously on the market. We have our ears on the ground. So that's how we try to stop it.
So what do you do if you found somebody faking your product? What action does Roofings take?
Immediately we report it to police. We will advise UNBS. Now that we have also SCN, maybe I don't know what legality you have or what
We do enforcement actions.
or what enforcement you can do, but now we'll add you on our database, in that when we identify anything that we suspect not to be the right product, not genuine, especially if it is faking roofings, we will definitely inform you as well. But our products, sorry, I have to use this bottle of water. The way it is, Rwenzori water, it will be Roofings. You will find the name Roofings there. We will say it is barbed wire of 16 gauge or 14 gauge, made on this 25 kilos or 20 kilos. All these specifications, we will put them there. And if you put our barbed wire, roll of barbed wire, and we have said it is 25 kilos, it will be 25 kilos. If it is a roll of chain link and we're saying it is 18 meters long, it will be 18 meters long.
The tensile strength will be the same.
Yes. If it is an iron bar, and we're saying this is the chemical composition, this is the tensile strength, this is the length, this is the weight,
Because
it has to be that.
the National Review Board, Building Board,
Yes.
the lady was here, she said that there is a lot of faking in terms of the bars, the gauge.
Yes.
You go for gauge 16, they give you 14. And how do you ensure that gauge 16 is gauge 16 on your part?
On our part, as I told you, we have processes. First and foremost, the raw material, the billets which we melt in order to make the bars, are imported from developed countries which have gone through this industrialization process long before us, like Japan, Turkey, Russia, even China. They have some quality things which are not.
The word is some.
Yes, they have some quality things. So our billets are imported from those renowned steel mills like ArcelorMittal. We follow international standards during the time of manufacturing or processing these things. At any step, we have labs which we test what we are doing. And
you do the testing in your own labs or an independent lab?
In our own labs. By the way, our labs, I'm sorry to say, I think at the moment are the most modern in the region.
But you have a lab, but you manufacture the product and then you test it in your own lab and
yes.
give it 100%.
Yes.
Why don't you get...
We are not the ones who give it 100%.
Yes.
It is the system generated. If it is 90%, the system will tell us it is 90%. we will not put it on the market.
So the system...
In fact, by the time it is saying 90%, then we will stop the process of this batch at that level.
So it's an internal testing.
Yes.
Don't we have external testing?
We have external testing.
Why don't you go there?
We have gone there. They have
it doesn't
certified us. That's why they certify us. It makes more business sense when we do it ourselves. And our doors are open for them to come at any time.
And do spot checks.
Yes, our doors are open. Other than being certified by UNBS, we are actually accredited by them to do self-testing, to do testing even for other competitors. And we do this for free because we are trying to promote ethics. We are trying to promote a fair playing field. We are trying to support what you are doing. We want people to be ethical.
So you are judges in your own case, basically. But it's okay because you're saying that they can check and verify at any time. I notice.
Even when we are lobbying for these infrastructure projects, like Karuma, which we are supplying now, we get our samples and give them. Go and test and tell us.
With your test results?
With our test results.
And they accept them.
And yes, but they go and even retest this product using their own, and they come back.
Is this testing that
they
you
can
do?
even send it outside
The testing
Uganda.
that you do, is it across the whole industry, or is only you testing?
Everybody,
Other people testing?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having these fake
Fakes
products and the buildings collapsing. Some people, for sure, are not testing. That's why they will come to put a similar product on the market, and it's not the same price. And we will question, we'll have many questions, and you can test this at many angles. URA, if this person brought in billets from this market, how could they be selling this product at that price? Are they not charging VAT? Are they still, I would say, counterfeit on umeme? Are they bypassing the meter? Do they have
are they paying taxes?
a fake yaka meter or something? Are they paying taxes? Are they paying for water? If you are doing this product and you are producing so much tonnage, it must be commensurate to how much water you are using, say, for cooling system.
To arrive at a certain cost.
Yes. If you are employing so many people, what about your NSSF? Does it rhyme? Are you really contributing so much there? What about your payers you had? There are so many parameters of how you can tell who actually is doing this.
So you're
fake
saying
things.
that the ISO certification that you have is not only certifying the quality of the product, but also the quality of the production process.
Yes.
Which means, are you complying with all the statutory requirements? It's not just the product, but the system.
Yes, the system, our way of operations. If we are talking about the environment, when you produce, where does your exhaust go? Where is your wastage going? How are you disposing your water? Are you recycling it? When you recycle, what chemicals are you using to make it pure?
So are you part of the companies that are dumping in the lake the waste?
No, we don't.
The industrial waste?
We don't.
Industrial
Even at some point when we were implementing in Amambe, somebody was bringing us a proposal of connecting a pipe that can take waste into the lake. We refused.
So for yours, you take it where? Home? Where do you take your waste?
Most of our wastage is recyclable. We try to recycle as much as possible. I'm praying that you come sooner than later and visit and see.
And we see how you recycle the waste.
You see
how it goes towards the lake and comes back.
No. There's nothing like going to the lake. We don't even pick water from the lake.
You get it from where?
We have water from national water. We have water from underground.
The heavens.
We recycle it, and the rains, we collect all this. We recycle, we purify. The air, there are so many gases around, we pick them, we purify
but Stuart,
them.
These things you are talking about,
yes.
If you want to encourage ethical conduct and practices in manufacturing and production, the small companies may not afford to do those things you're talking about, because yours is a 100 million plus operational company. What's your advice to somebody who is producing in the building construction sector, but small level? How are they going to be able to meet those ethical standards? to produce environmentally friendly, healthy, safe? Is it possible to achieve it?
Mr. Mwesigwa, what I want to say, a standard is a standard. Doesn't matter how big it is. And practice is a practice. If it is a home and you preach that stealing is bad, it doesn't matter whether this is a rich family or poor family.
So it's possible to produce at your standard,
yes,
even if you're small.
Yes.
So you're saying there's no excuse.
There's no excuse
for manufacturing of fake building materials because you're small.
No, there's no excuse. A standard is a standard.
I notice, again, the small ones will not be able to do it. In addition to getting certification, self-certification, and getting certification from UNBS, you also get certification from the Japanese standard.
Yes.
Why? Because you don't have confidence in our local certification?
Why we have to do that is actually one of the ways is trying to gain more confidence from within Uganda, I would say, our customers in Uganda and beyond. We are selling even outside Uganda. But it's common knowledge that developed countries, that's why they call them developed countries. They are a step ahead of us in so many things. But as I told you, for us, we
shall we ever catch up?
Emulated Japanese
through Roofings, can we catch up?
We can catch up.
For 27 years you've been producing, and you're saying that some people are ahead, we can never catch them.
I didn't say we can never, I said we will catch up. We will catch up. But it takes you and me, I said this from the beginning, it takes you and me to actually embrace these things. They are human beings like us. We can catch up. That's why I say, somebody should not use an excuse of saying, you know, for us we are small, we can't afford to put up an effluent system which doesn't give the exhaust in the air because we are small. Then don't produce. Leave it to the big guys who can maintain the standard.
Or they can make the exhaust from Katwe, from Musa Bote.
Yeah, we are, by the way, when you bring in that one, we are one of the people, we Roofings, who are very, very passionate about Bubu. And the Bubu,
build Uganda,
buy Uganda, build Uganda, is not saying build the fake or produce fake. We want quality products that can be competitive even on international markets.
Yes.
But all we are saying is a Ugandan must be the one to produce this product, and if the Ugandan has produced this product, it should start by being for a Ugandan. You
but
use it.
If you believe in Bubu.
Yes, if you come to Namamve, I take you around that factory. All the steel bars which are in that factory were produced there on that site at Namamve. That is our self-confidence.
Yeah, but
all the sheets that we have used
they were all imported.
They are made in Uganda. They were made in Lubo.
They were assembled in Lubowa because the iron ore is not from Uganda.
You see,
steel billets.
But we have iron ore in Uganda.
So why don't you
we are moving step by step. So
why don't you extract?
Getting that iron ore from there is not like drinking a bottle of water. Like
the money you spend on imports, the millions of dollars, why don't you
it requires this iron ore in Kabale, Muko, huge deposits, and it would be a very good thing for us.
So why don't you
see how much we have been struggling? We are still struggling with the oil. It has never come out. Why?
The iron in Kampala is too hard. It can't come out.
It can come out, but it calls for a lot
of investment.
More than just thinking you'll go pick and you see these small boys hitting stones and they say they are mining.
Because I thought
it's not like that. You need, for example, logistics. This is a voluminous kind of material. It is heavy. So without a railway line that can carry this, you cannot talk of mining.
But I thought,
and
since you have Japanese equity partners, you're one of the few successful Ugandan enterprises attracting foreign investment and expertise. Okay? So can't these Japanese help you to go to Kampala and you get out the iron ore?
They can help us. But our main equity partnership is actually on technology transfer. That's why we have that the shareholding that they have, the small shareholding that they have. It's mainly on technology transfer. But I said it's more than what we are talking about. You need logistics, how to transport that iron ore to whichever point you are going to process it from into billets and sponge iron. You will need that power. The power we are having right now in Bujagali, where my wife works, and the little from Isimba, even for our own home consumption, you can see it's very unreliable. You need reliable
and you
power.
Need a lot
you
of
need
power to mine.
Yes, you need that much. You need trained staff. Our Ugandans, you need to have that.
What is wrong with them?
Force.
They are very friendly people.
Yeah,
very nice.
I know, but you need to have people trained to do that. We need to compensate squatters, people who claim that the land where they are sitting, whatever is above and underground belongs to them. You know what is happening with land issues here. So it is a bigger topic than just somebody thinking we have iron ore, why don't we bring it out and then iron sheets will become cheaper. It's more than that. It's a long story. Same happening to oil and so many other things. We are a rich country, by the way, as far as natural resources are concerned. We are a very rich country. Take off the water we have, Lake Victoria, Lake Albert.
But they're just fish and frogs which are just swimming there. I was in Cairo.
The cheapest form of transport is by water.
Stuart,
there's no roadblock.
We are not using our natural resources, our water bodies, for example.
Yes.
I was in Cairo on the River Nile.
Yes.
In the evenings.
Yes.
The whole river is covered with boats, floating restaurants.
Yes.
The whole place is utilized.
Yes.
For us here, what are we using? Our River Nile and Lake Victoria.
Dumping empty bottles.
And a lot of fish are there, and frogs playing around. We're not utilizing it at all.
Killing ourselves and dumping ours.
The other day I saw that Lake Victoria was dying.
Yes.
Because we are putting a lot of, pollutants and stuff with lead.
Go to UK, London, River Thames. It's a tourist attraction. Very clean. They have roads underground. They have bridges connecting. At a certain time, this is crossing. They bring a bridge.
For us, we have one bridge,
and it's
which
very
you
clean.
Have,
for us, don't touch Nakivuvo River. Don't do what, and it is just filthy there.
Stuart, let's talk about the problem at hand, counterfeits.
Yes.
Again, you are handling the PR of Roofings, the number one, as you've said, in the sector.
Yes. It speaks for itself.
You do a lot of promotions and advertisement for your products. Why don't you include some anti-counterfeit communication or warning in your promotions? Don't you think that every time you advertise a genuine mabati, you are also promoting a fake one? Because if somebody goes into the market, they'll see the things are similar or look alike. Don't you think there's an issue with our advertising, and don't you think it should change to include a component of a counterfeit message?
Yes, you're right. But we cannot stop trying to create awareness to the public. At the end of the day, it is the customer's choice, but at least we've done our part of warning whoever is the potential buyer that when you go and look for, in this instance, a roofings product, if it is an iron bar, it will be properly branded. If it is an iron sheet, it will be properly branded. At the back, we put everything, even the date and the time when we produced that product is there. There is no way you can miss it. Properly printed.
Do your products have QR codes where you can use your phone to check and send a number?
Now that is a level which we as a company cannot just go. It needs to take the country.
The regulator like UNBS.
The regulator like UNBS has to take that and have it enforced. We cannot be an island
doing it alone.
It doesn't work. And even for you, I want to sell up to my grandmother in the village who maybe doesn't even have a smartphone or what. What does she do? How does she prove that I'm giving her?
So it has limitations.
It has limitations. So certain things cannot be done because of our level of development. Generally, has
Roofings embraced the digital tax stamp? Is it a measure that can, in your view, is it stopping the issue we have with counterfeits? You think it's checking them?
Yes, it is checking them, And I think the biggest thing, other than selling a fake product, the biggest other thing that a counterfeiter is doing is actually cheating government, cheating me and you. I will pay my taxes and another person doesn't pay their taxes, but they want equal opportunity on the same road, same medical facility, same what. So counterfeit should be fought not only by Roofings, not only by UNBS. Let all these other entities, even this building review board you are talking about alone, they cannot fight counterfeit. And counterfeit is not only in building products. I think it is almost all over. But going back to the digital stamp you are talking of, URA, when I say UNBS has certified me and actually given me accreditation to test for others, me as Roofings, I'm demonstrating my genuinity in many categories, in many aspects. The way I employ my staff, the way I give advantage to others to come and train in our facilities. We are offering internship placements every now and then. There are students doing training on this modern and the most recent technology we have employed, we have brought into, we have invested in. URA gave us an opportunity to be amongst the 5 pilot authorized economic operators. Now,
who are those?
These are the people whereby I will bring in the product and I do self-clearing. You say, hey, what are you doing now?
You to that level.
Yes, and this confidence is not only URA, is not only UNBS, is not only Umeme. When I go to Umeme, I'm consuming over 4 billion shillings per month.
How much do you pay in taxes, by the way?
It's over 150 billion annually. And this has been a continuous growth because of your support to embrace genuine products, because government has also seen it that it's not wise to import products that can be made here. Let us support Bubu. Every $1 you send out there, you are killing a job for my sister, for my son, for my wife, for my other relatives.
For us, we shall be happy. You said it will take time.
Yeah.
We shall be happy the time we start manufacturing the steel with our
iron
ore here. We're looking forward to.
If we take a concerted effort, all of us, don't leave it to Roofings. Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Trade and Industry, what? Actually, we shouldn't be having a Ministry of Trade. We should be having Ministry of Manufacturing or Ministry of Industry alone. Well, trade, yes, maybe if it is trading in our products made here, yes, I would understand. But to encourage
Minister of Trade maybe can stay with the
bring
hawkers
things from China, what? No, I'm sorry, I could be hurting my uncle who is a Kikubo trader, but I would be happier if we were trading in the items made in Uganda, at most made in East Africa. Yes.
That is a dream, but you need to start somewhere.
But if we change our focus, our attitude about our own products, I think it can be easily transformed into action.
Stuart, we're about to close this, but some general information, you know, things about counterfeits, building materials can be confusing a bit. Do building materials have an expiry date? Or you can just buy anything that has been lying there for 6 months, it's okay? Do they expire?
Yes, everything on earth here, I think, has a lifespan. We have some life attached to every product.
So what's the life expectancy of a steel bar?
Life expectancy of a steel bar is more than 100 years. Yes. Iron sheets, depending on the gauge, 40 years, 60 years, depending on the gauge. Because the sheets also have different thicknesses. We have those which are galvanized just, but we have recent technology now. We are galvanizing with aluminium. So you see these zinc sheets, their lifespan is extended, is longer. You have those you have galvanized with aluminium and zinc, but as well pre-painted. You know, you still add on that coating of the paint. It makes the life longer. So
even the plastics. For example, I see a lot of gutters. I don't know if they are made by you.
Yes.
When it rains and there's a storm, then they start collapsing. And
yes.
Do they also have a lifespan?
They have a lifespan. They have a lifespan. Everything, I think, has a lifespan.
So you should change your
air
gutters.
Conditioner, even these lights. Some of them actually are being overtaken by events because of the technology, the way we are moving very, very fast. Even if that katochi could still serve you, but this morning I was watching something on social media whereby I think certain smartphones will not be able to accommodate certain apps. So by nature or by default, you'll be forced to upgrade. So I think this is just a process which we have to appreciate that everything has a lifespan.
We were told on this show as we're about to close that there are a lot of building materials that are flammable, can catch fire. And you have seen a lot of fires in schools, in malls, in markets. Yes. Can you educate the audience about the flammable building materials you manufacture and how to avoid combustion or them catching fire?
Yeah, I think that could mainly apply to plastics. Those can easily catch fire, they can melt, but it's not very easy to melt an iron bar or a burglar proofing in a window or a door. It's not that
those
easy.
Don't catch fire, they just collapse.
Most of the time, even if the fire is very strong, I think they will remain standing. Everything else will burn, but they will remain standing. However, building products, you have like these sockets, switches, electric wires, and most of the time that's where the cause of the fire even comes from. But for our side on steel and plastics, there isn't much fear on that. But having said that, the workmanship is very important. So the fakeness of things is not just on the product of made by who, but as well the people who are actually
doing the work.
If they are fake, even if they had the right product and they apply it wrongly, the results will definitely be negative.
They'll be negative.
So there is a lot to do about counterfeit. That's why I am using the word of you and me have to be in this war together. So medical, energy, the education, the forestman, everybody must be concerned with what is happening. The regulators, they are crying. We don't have budget. They can't even put an advert. They can't even train anyone. We are doing it on our own to get people from Katwe. We take them to our premises
and train them.
But that is just so small a portion of how many other people are out there trying to cut corners.
This show is about promoting genuine products,
yes.
Stopping the consumption of counterfeits.
Yes.
Can you share your personal experience with counterfeits in general, if you've had
any? Counterfeits in general are very bad because you feel or you believe you are saving 1 shilling in the short run, but actually you lose everything in the long run. Counterfeit is not just in the building products, it is cutting across. That's why we have to fight it together. So people should not
just be concerned about having a quality roof from Roofings,
yes.
quality window, but whatever they use,
it should be quality. Even what they eat inside that house, it should be a quality product. It should be a good tomato, must be a good orange.
A good lotion.
I have had a bad experience with the veterinary drugs. One day I lost 6 cows at a go. But
what happened?
What
did you use?
I don't even remember what was the name of the
an antibiotic, an acaricide.
No, they came. I think it was an acaricide. They came to. We were fighting just ticks. They bring some medicine. They say we are supposed to spray, isn't it? But the spraying thing was not working. They spray and the ticks don't go off. And say, but
they just grow bigger.
Yeah. So they came and administered some drug. We thought we were doing a genuine thing. We didn't know it was a counterfeit. Only to realize later when we see our cows collapsing,
But you went back and got compensation from the guys?
No.
Or you lost out?
You find them even. They just get on the run. Most of the time, I think they even know what they are doing is not right.
So you have first-hand an experience of what counterfeits can do. We have a big challenge
here.
It's very
dangerous.
Trying to interest people
in
this kind of programming. A lot of the people are watching comedy and all those other things. Yeah. But this matters because this touches every aspect of your life.
Yes.
Your message from you personally and from Roofings to the audience about counterfeits.
About counterfeit, I think let us do the right thing right first. Now, we as Roofings, for the last 27 years, we have made a name which we want to maintain and even go beyond. That's why every now and then we are very innovative in trying to put up better products on the market. But as we put up better products on the market, we are continuously creating awareness on the specifications of our products. And you are invited to come and witness our processes.
We shall definitely visit
yourselves.
And
our doors are wide open.
Yes, thank you so much, Stuart Jason Mwesigwa. Tinisa, the business development manager of Roofings Group. We thank you so much for your eloquent, elaborate presentation. Your message is simple. You can make money from engaging in the sale of genuine products. They are making lots and lots of money. And he says that if you engage in consumption or use of counterfeits, you can actually lose your wealth, you can lose your money, you can also lose your health. You can get injured.
And your credibility.
Yes, so until next episode, we need to stop here. I would like to sign off by saying, don't be fake, buy, sell genuine.